Andrew Turner talking about their new products at FortiusOne. Please welcome Andrew.
Thanks. Actually, had someone come back to me after our very good panel earlier and ask, they were looking forward to one of my rapid-fire presentations. And unfortunately, that wasn't it, but this hopefully is. So 10 minutes to do, I think, a little over 40 slides. So it's a little slower than usual. So yeah, what I want to talk to you about here is the title is Your Own Private GeoWeb. So I just want to kind of go a little bit through where things have gone. I've been coming to Where for a while and look at things we talked about doing a bit ago, where it's actually kind of emerged onto the space. So looking at the state of the GeoWeb, so I gave a talk 2 years ago on the stage called Use Enabling the Emerging GeoStack. And it was kind of really trying to push on open standards and open data and what you could do if you start linking all these pieces together on the web. So I went through at the end, some examples about, you could do some house hunting by pulling in web services and using open formats, or even apply the same concept to apartment hunting, pull it together, or even doing disaster response. Obviously, these kind of all seem kind of mundane now because we're actually doing it. I mean, we've been doing it for a couple, well over a year now, where we've kind of been doing these quick on-the-fly mashups. It's really kind of showing the power of the GeoWeb and what it's done with open formats, APIs, lightweight interfaces, mobile interfaces, all pulling together, and annotation and two-way communication. It's great. So last August, before we worked for Mapufacture, a company we founded was merged with FortiusOne, kind of been pulling it into Geo Commons, which is a lightweight web-based platform. There's two main pieces to it. There's Finder, which is not only a data sharing, lightweight data sharing repository. Anyone can upload data formats and download them and put metadata in. And then Maker, which is a kind of visualization and analysis tool that anyone, again, can use for free. You can upload data for free, download it back out, make maps out of it, share it, link it to people. So actually underlying all this technology, this web-based interface, it's actually using normal GeoWeb, what you consider these kind of web-based architectures. So we're using microformats to mark up web pages. Everything's RESTful. There's RESTful endpoints for data sets and maps and users maps. We're using OpenSearch to expose that search interface. We support KML. We support Atom. We're going to start supporting Spatial Light, which is kind of a big hot topic with GeoWeb developers about looking for open ways to have relational databases. We also have spreadsheets and shapefiles because we're working with a lot of people that don't have to pull out of their workflow to work with these kinds of tools. They can upload or download tools that make sense within their workflow. We also use open source tools like Mapstraction, Modest Maps, OpenStreetMap, Mapnik. And one of the things we're launching is an API now. So an API to easily programmatically interface with the geocommons.com site. So we're putting this all up in GitHub. We're still fleshing out. Come to WhereCamp, and we'll kind of hack some things together and show you and build it with other applications. It's basically all designed around AtomPub. So it's a two-way communication using the Atom publishing protocol standard, GRSS. We're actually using the Google GData standard to handle attribute data. This is all the geek part. We actually now, with any map you build in Maker, you can download it back out as Cascadenik or Mapnik style sheets. This is something if you went to one of the workshops on maps from scratch, you essentially can build something in Geo Commons, download the style sheet, throw it through Cascadenik, and style your own base tiles. And then everything we do also works within the GeoWeb. Aaron gave a great talk earlier about the Flickr shapefiles. So we've actually been pulling them and using them to do some comparisons about looking at the Flickr definitions for regions against maybe Crunch-based funding, or what other things you can do with this GeoWeb kind of data. People have been taking our GeoCommons, and also they're doing FOIA requests around traffic incidents or ticketed areas, putting them into media sites and embedding them to create really, really rich visual interfaces to kind of really explain issues and what's going on. And then we've done our own kind of GeoCommons dashboard where tracking various issues that come up and building a dashboard of maps so people can kind of quickly come through and see collections of maps around an issue. So the point of this is this is great. I mean, this is just one example of a lot of these GeoWeb tools and how it kind of aligns in here. But there's certain issues when someone maybe can't be working on the public web. They have privacy issues. They're an NGO or the United Nations, or they're a company or corporation where they can't share their data, or they're not, obviously don't want to share their sales data. So we now have a product called GeoIQ, which essentially is the GeoCommons platform, but as a private appliance. So you can get this appliance. The whole system is actually designed from the ground up to work offline in a private intranet. So all the services all work offline and then connect to other services that might be in someone's intranet. So they can link to feeds and URLs that are in their internal intranet. And then we also serve up tiles and styling stuff all off the appliance itself. One of the really compelling uses of this is called the Beer for Data program. This is in the Taj Taj Hotel in Jalalabad in Afghanistan. So what they do is people come in with USB sticks, and there's hard drives in the bar. They put data onto the drives, and they get beer or drinks back and kind of hang out. And it's a way to kind of really pull in data from contractors and NGOs and pull it all together. And so now they'll have a GeoIQ appliance sitting on the bar. Anyone can walk up to it, upload data to it, build maps, analyze it, help plan out hospitals, new road locations, new school locations. So this is great. We have these appliances. There's a lot of other appliances out there, but sometimes installing these things can be kind of difficult. So it's hard to set these up, or someone maybe just says, well, I don't want to find the rack space for it, hook up to our network, or that kind of scaling. So the thing we're actually launching today is GeoIQ for small business. So this is really aimed at people that have 10, 20, 40 people that want their own private instance where they want to analyze data, share data, publish it in and out, and have these things very inexpensive and on demand. So of course, we're leveraging the cloud. So you can essentially have your own private GeoIQ fired up in the cloud, after a short call, and then have all this data, use all the capabilities. So you log in, it looks just like a geocommons.com. So GeoCommons is public, and this is all your private data. So you can put your data here. It's safe, it's secure. You can use it over SSL, but still have all the capabilities of the same platform. So it's still part of the GeoWeb, so you can still pull in data. So we're using OpenSearch and GeoRSS to do cataloging and metadata search. So you can go and go out to geocommons.com and pull in things. Go to GeoNetwork node. Newly launched data.gov is serving out information in CSV, KML, and shapefiles that launched today. So we'll be able to pull in data from that into a private instance. So the search is very integrated. So you do your search in Finder or Maker. You can search locally or say, well, I'm missing some data. I want to find stimulus data that someone just uploaded to the public website. Pull it in, compare it. So how does this actually work? So we're working with a lot of enterprises and very large companies that want to, especially right now in the economy, they're really starting to evaluate, well, I need to be a little bit leaner. Where should I be putting my business? Where should I be working? This could work just as well for an NGO or other small business that wants to look at their retail chain. So the first thing they might do is go and pull in all their data and say, well, where are the sales goods? So they're going to load in their own sales data, upload as a CSV file, and get it geocoded. They can bring in unemployment data. And then they can actually go and explore with it. So it's all web-based if you've never used it before. So someone can go and explore the data, and then go and query it. They can even go and load in underlying unemployment data underneath it. Maybe even go and kind of query it and say, well, I just want to see areas that have high unemployment against my sales data, or do comparisons for low unemployment sales. Maybe where should I be trying to look and try and find new target markets. So besides that, they also say, okay, well that's great. So that's where I'm making some sales, and I can look at some other census demographics. But where are the leads coming from? So Google Analytics now has an API. So part of the web, pull it in, actually do geolocation, and find out where are people looking at my site, where are they looking at my services, apply that against my sales. Where am I not really making, people are coming here, but they're not completing the sale. Well, why not? Really understand the geography of that. Can also Twitter. Twitter has now has location-based profiles to it. So you can actually go and search and find out, well, where are people twittering about me? Where are they talking about me? Pull those kinds of GeoWeb data into your appliance and do analysis against your own sales data. For the inauguration, we did this, and then also now for enterprises, people can build mobile phone apps, and they can dump out data, and they can pull it and analyze it. They can maybe ask their customers about questions about, what are you doing right now? Do you like this product? Various questions, have them kind of pulled and analyzed and dynamically updated. And now we're also offering analysis underneath these pieces for the GeoIQ appliances. It's something we're spending a lot of time thinking about. What are really, these people aren't geospatial experts. They're economists, they're analysts, they're marketing. They really want to understand, what are the correlations, some issues? Where should I be moving abroad? Where am I seeing traffic in my site, but I'm not making sales? What's that correlation? So now you can actually go and explore and play with this data and see visualization around it. So we also have part of our API. This is an example for our news dashboard. We're actually open sourcing that actual dashboard piece, which lets anyone go and build up maps, tag them, and automatically show up in a dashboard. So now you can have an executive or a director come in and any one morning see, well, what's the current state of the health of my business, of my partnerships, my various programs, and have those maps and stuff dynamically updated. And then, because it's full API, you can do full embeds and linking to this JavaScript interface using map abstraction. They can go and do comparisons. So I want to load in two maps and actually want to play with both of them together and see and synchronize those data. So as I zoom in on one, it zooms on the other, so I can have even multivariate comparisons on these maps, go in and do an inspection around it. So that was a really quick run through of some of the products we have. So definitely like to talk to you afterwards about our cloud offering, and as well as hack on some stuff together with the API. So thank you very much.